Hello and welcome to the South Suburban Mayors and Managers Bike Map App Data Collection Training. I am Leslie Feemister, the Transportation Planner here at Mayors and Managers, and a group of us are going to be assisting you today in putting in data collection for our new Bike Map app we're creating.
Hi, and I'm Freddie Segura. I am a GIS analyst with the South Suburban Mayors and Managers Association. I worked on more of the technical side of this, and I'll be guiding you through how to input your data to the actual application.
And I'm Victoria Nicholson. I'm the outreach coordinator over at South Suburban Mayors and Managers. If there are any questions after this presentation, feel free to reach out and I'll be sure to try to answer those questions for you.
So we have a great team here working together to create this bike map app for the South Suburbs. But it is going to be for more than just the South Suburbs. We have teamed up with NERC, Northwestern Indiana Regional Planning Commission, and the Calumet Collaborative to ensure that this entire area is going to have facilities that people will be able to get around and use a bicycle to go from Northwest Indiana all the way to Orland Park and all the way down to Peatone. They are our partners. As you can see in the picture of this map, we currently do not have as much data as Northwest Indiana does. So that's what we're doing here today, is we're going to show you how to put in all of this data for your community. We would like each community to input as much data as they can for all the roadways, and that way we'll have a great grid system that people will be able to move around in. So as we're doing this, we're asking you to identify all these different types of routes. The first one is going to be a car-free route, and that could be anything from a side path, like the example here in Lansing of the Burnham Greenway, or it could be a off-street trail that is also like the Burnham Greenway in many communities, including Burnham and Calumet City, where you can have those off-street and they're not necessarily right next to a street. So any route that is away from cars, where you are not interacting with them at all, is going to be considered a car-free route. The next route would be a roadway that would be easy for any cyclist to be on. So if you are 4 to 80, you would be able to ride on this roadway. Most of these will be residential streets. They are smooth paved surfaces. They don't necessarily have to be a marked bikeway, but they could be. So it could just be a bicycle route through your community, but definitely a roadway that has low speeds and low traffic. And it's perfect for any type of user to use. These are considered excellent bike routes. The next bike route is going to be a good route. Now this is an example in Tinley Park and Oak Park Avenue where there are bike lanes. The speed limit's about 35 miles an hour. So this is a little bit more for an advanced or an intermediate cyclist. We want to make sure it's a smooth riding surface, but there are going to be some tolerance of traffic and moderate riding skills that you're going to have to do along this roadway. These routes are considered good bike routes in the determination you will be doing of your roads. Last but not least is a fair bike route. These are suitable for advanced cyclists. So this is an example of Kedzie Avenue near Robbins. And this is not a place that most people would want to ride their bicycle. It's not a route that you are going to be putting your children or your grandparents on, but one that it is definitely for the advanced cyclist. We want people to be able to access as many north, south, east, west places as we can, and we want to have those connections. So there will be some times that we'll have to have these fair bike routes be listed on our map, but we want to try our best to avoid them. We want to make sure that we're making a grid system of routes that are suitable for all different types of skill levels. This is a fair bike route, and we hope that you will be able to identify all of them.
All right, and to kind of give you a brief summary or kind of introduction to the actual bike map app, this is a screenshot, where you're going to be working with It is interactive. You're going to have the ability to, input this data yourself, whether it be, manually drawing it in yourself, adding in the points yourself, or having the ability to actually upload GIS data into it. I'll go into details now. I'll give you a live presentation on how to do that. All right, so as you log in, and again, I'll go into login information, after I do this demo, this is where you're gonna come across. A lot of the descriptions that Leslie came in and described, in terms of the routes are here, with the added photographs as a reference, to go as you're drawing in. We've added those details in there. If we go to the legend, this is what you're gonna have available. In terms of features you're going to be able to see and actually edit. We would like to, aside from the actual routes, we would like to get destinations, whether that's, bicycle racks, if there's dining, parks and recreation, restroom locations, schools, shopping, kinds of stops, water fountains, or, just other that you think would be, very valuable to kind of display in the end product, which would be, the bike app map. Also, another one too that's more of a point feature would be, hazard. If there's an intersection or road that you believe to be, very hazardous in your community, that's something we really, would like to know about. Before we go into actual drawing, we do have a contact us link up here. Again, this will go directly to me. If you have any, issue or have any technical questions, I'm completely available to answer them. More navigation, you have layers tab. I really wouldn't worry about this side. It's just here as a reference as to what you're seeing. If you're looking to actually, do some measurements, we have some tools here that are available. If there's data that a municipality or a consultant already has, we have the option of basically just dragging and dropping. Here are the formats that we can take in directly. You won't have to worry about drawing if you already have, a shapefile, CSV, or any of these. Just basically drag and drop, and that data will display here. And, just some side information and credits, SSMMA, NERC, comic, collaborative. A lot of the credits are here. If we go into the actual drawing, again, interactive. My hope is that it is intuitive for you. I've, worked my best to kind of make this user as friendly as possible. We'll work on this section in Stock Village. So as you zoom into your location, again, here are the description of routes. Does not matter what you start with. If you want to just do destinations, just focus on destinations. If you want to just focus on the routes, just go ahead with the routes. There's no order of you needing to do this. So say we want to mark this location. I believe this is the McConaughey Public Library in Stock Village. So we'll use as an example. So say you want to mark this point here. You have the destinations. You're going to click on whatever category you feel that mostly resembles. Nothing specific to a library here, so we're just going to label this other. That places the point. Again, and you can move this around. Once it's on there, you don't have to worry about going back and erasing it. You have the liberty here to move it around. So center this. Here you can still change the category. So say if you select the wrong category, here you have the ability to change it. Say this was actually a bike rack or restroom. You have that option here. But just for example's sake, we'll go with other. Here, name a destination, public library. If there's a link, say if this is a public space agency, if this is a city hall, if you have a municipal link, link to the library's website, it can be anything. I do have the option here for you to add the URL. If there's any comments, this is open, not limited to anything. You can add any suggestions, any tips, or any other information that you might feel useful. Another cool tool that I've added in is the choose file. So say, this is the public library. here I've set this up for you to, be able to actually drop in a photo. So this is a picture that I took of lovely Google Earth. That adds in a file. We added in a PNG, which is an actual picture of the library. Once you're done, you can look it over, any changes, so on and so forth. Let's hit save. So that adds in our point. And if we click, it'll give you back to the information. Again, you have the ability to edit this too. Nothing is set in stone. Everything is saved. But again, if you need to make any corrections, that'll still be available. So again, you kind of repeat that for any of these. Say it was dining. Pre-fill that. And again, the symbology, going back to the legend, the symbology reflects the destinations, and that's going to be useful for us here at SSMMA to figure out, what each respective location is going to be in terms of destinations. Similar concept for hazards. Just as we did for the destination, say, 217th and Jeffrey, I put, as an example, is a dangerous intersection. And it's good to know. And here you have, we can add in comments. Say you have, data that's specific to crash statistics for that intersection or segment of roadway. That'd be awesome for us to have. Again, you're not limited to this. None of this is required. If you just want to mark this as a, dangerous or a hazardous intersection, that's pretty much set to go. You hit save, and again, that saves the data. Now the more line work type of data that we're looking for is the actual routes. So, we see some example here of a route. This one was rated as fair, or as good, I mean. And again, you see the symbology down here. And again, we're really hoping to get, community's input on what type of category or, rating we'll give for a route. Say, for this road, we're going to say it's a good. Or excellent, I should say. We'll use as, pretty calm residential road. We'll list this as excellent. And again, we're hoping to get your judgment on this. You all know your communities, better than anybody. And this is, our hope to, get, the crowdsourced data as best as we can, to, model what NERC has done for their region, but for the South Suburban area. So once we are set on what we're going to draw, pretty simple. How we did for the point features, we're going to kind of do for the line. Again, click on the category. We're going to say this is an excellent, pretty quiet residential road, doesn't seem heavily trafficked, pretty safe. I'm, willing to take my family on here. Once you have that selected, you're just going to simply click, and you're just going to draw. With every vertice, you follow the direction and you just click. Once you're done, simply double click. Here, we're really hoping to get a little bit more data. So, we'll, for this segment of road or route, 217th place. Comments, any added information, even if this was on itself, bike route, if there's a website regarding it, any other data, you're welcome to add that in the comments. Same in terms of attachments, not just pictures, you can add in, PDF files, Excel spreadsheets, any useful information you think would be useful for us to have, by all means, this is available to you. And just like how we did for the points, save, and that adds in the routes. Again, works for any other category. Same function, we'll, for example's sake, we'll label this as a car-free route. And, you don't need to add any information, but again, we would like to have the route or trail name, but, sometimes there might be some issues identifying specific routes. So, I left this open-ended. And again, say you pick the wrong category, you can go here, change that. But, just for example's sake, we'll save this. And again, it models the symbology. So again, this can be a little bit daunting at first. You know, this video will be available for you as a reference to kind of go back and then draw. This is more of, you know, what you're going to run into. Again, you have no limit as to, you know, how much you want to input. You know, the more data, the better that you're willing to submit. You know, again, everything is pretty modeled the same. Again, you know, just adding a bike rack here, you know, just for example's sake. And this is all live. It goes directly to our SSMMA GIS online account. You know, I'll have access to it. And again, if there's any mistakes or any errors or any issue you're running into, do not hesitate to contact me directly. And, you know, we can, you know, kind of have a, you know, a virtual sit down, and I can go into more details as to how this works. You know, once you're done, you know, that's all you need to worry about. You know, once you hit save on the specific feature, that is all. Say you're done for the day. There's nothing you need to do. You don't need to log off or anything like that.
All right, if you need to contact us, of course, as Freddie pointed out, there is a link at the top of the app where you can click. Also, if you have any questions, you can also email us. And that will conclude the presentation for today. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us, and we will be more than happy to answer those questions. Thank you so much for joining us, and have a great day.